another segment, I don't know, just a while longer with Councilwoman Lavette Fuller. She on the committee, the task force that heard the Cross Bayou pitch yesterday from Gateway Development Consortium. The real estate guy, Berger was his name, Marty Berger from Sabre Real Estate Advisors.
Right.
There's the soccer guy.
The soccer guy.
Yeah, Mr. Papadakis. Let me start here, and we have been talking about this off the air. So if any of the things we talked about going to get coffee in the hall or anything else pop back into your head, just sort of veer back into that lane. But I'm going to start here because it was all the thing yesterday when Messrs. Berger and Papadakis were here. And they started talking about, because the arena is back in the plan. And they're talking about I think this is practically a quote from Mr. Papadakis, a multi-purpose outdoor 10,000 seat arena. And I'm thinking, wait, we already have one of those. And it's indoors.
Yeah.
And it's called CenturyLink Center.
Right.
Where, that just doesn't strike me as what are they thinking? Did that come up? Were you thinking what I'm thinking? Because he came up, and it's a soccer team, and he talked about the rafters and how they've done market research, but the rafters folded. And do we need another 10,000 seat stadium?
I'll preface with, this goes against my pragmatism, but their rationale is that league sports are huge. League tournaments are huge. And if you do have the right size of facility, you can lure people from all over the tri-state area for like 2 or 3 day tournaments.
We're talking about like youth sports and stuff like that, right? Okay.
So like while this isn't being used for professional play, it'd be used for all of that stuff. And then that could equate to hotel rooms, and it could equate to retail.
Look, travel sports for kids is a multi-billion-dollar business. There's no doubt about that.
Right. And that's kind of what they're
Did you get the sense from looking at the plans for this stadium that they'll be able to divide it off for different games? Are they talking?
Well, that's the thing, is everything right now is still like
nebulous.
Yes, it's still nebulous. Like everything is still in the baby phases of, we can make it however you want it, which is weird for me too. Like,
so wait.
We can do whatever you want with it. We're just saying, these are just some ideas. We can move anything around the way y'all want us to move around.
Where have we heard this term before? There is a lack of specificity.
Now I'm Kermit sipping the tea from the meme. Yeah, I mean, we can move things around. We can adjust this as Shreveport wants to adjust it.
But that's what they said during the bond issue. I mean, the whole point was the reason so many people voted against the bond issue, perhaps some in this room,
there was no committed project list.
We don't have a plan. We can mold the plan.
Right.
So they're saying, isn't that kind of like the worst mistake they could make without realizing they're making it? Hello, Shreveport. We'll make the plan the way you want. Dude, we just had one of those, and we voted it down.
Yeah, but we're dealing with real estate now, so that's supposed to make it different. Like, they want you to stay at the table. Just stay at the table with us. And there is some validity to that. If all of these things come together, okay, so let's say there's 4 votes, and I'm not one of the 4 votes. Let's say that actually happened.
Right.
It's my district. Do I lose my seat at the table to decide how they do things in my district? Do I want to be in a position where that happens?
In other words, my word, not yours. There may be a modicum of vengeance implemented. Is that what you mean?
I wouldn't say that, but I won't. But the people I represent, my influence might not be as great. And the thing is, I'm all about incremental development on day one. We've already talked about this. I don't know how many more shots in the arm we can have before our arm actually falls off. We've tried this before. We develop big things and then they kind of crumble. Like, how active is, I mean, the port's doing okay, but what did we think the port was going to be when we first decided we needed to put the port out there?
Ta-da!
The convention center.
Ta-da!
It's not paid off, and we don't have the money to put a roof on it.
Speaking of that, as far as maintenance and upkeep of let's assume the 4 votes come about. We're going to talk about that in a second. Let's assume that these 4 votes, which kind of freaks me out. They only need 4. 4 is a lot easier than one more than 50%. But let's say that the vote to move forward takes place. let's say that the whole thing, they start turning dirt or whatever. What kind of, at this point, to your understanding as a council person, what kind of maintenance would the city be responsible for?
That's an excellent question. We'll be responsible for all of the municipal infrastructure maintenance.
I mean, would the state be responsible for the state building if it happens?
I think they would
Would
have
Caddo
to be.
Parish be responsible for the court building?
My understanding is we're looking at like a triple net lease, so absolutely. Like they would be leasing,
This
but
is
they'd get nothing else
damn
out of it.
complicated.
It's a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of moving pieces.
So, 4 votes. It's going to go to the council. Councilman Bradford has said, we are going to discuss it. What does that mean? How far in the pipeline? How far into the pipeline is it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. For me, like, okay, let's take this. If the soccer league were the anchor, and if they were moving all of their corporate offices and Shreveport was going to be HQ for soccer, then we'd be looking at something different.
Keep going, please.
Like, we become like the capital of
The United Soccer League.
Of the United Soccer League. Like, the training ground, their practice place.
In other words, it would be something new, not something that we just moved from somewhere else as we have
and
a
it would
want
be private
to do.
And we would be a flagship for something in like nationally. Oh, well, we could be like the Branson, Missouri of soccer.
4 votes. I would. Well, Bradford is already a trumpeted yes.
He loves it.
So now they're down to 3, and there's 6.
Oh, are we playing head count now?
It's something I tend to. Well, I'm not going to count. Yeah, if you want, you say I'm not counting, but if you want, do you not want to go there?
I don't know what good it does because I literally don't know where people are on this. Like, I think we all kind of go, but there hasn't been any. We haven't really been all.
Do you think you've gotten the hard sell yet? Was yesterday the hard sell?
I think it was supposed to be.
And what happens with the council? Will you get the hard sell again? You've only got to get 4 votes. Well, 3.
There's probably going to be some lunches.
They only need 3 votes to give them 88 acres of land, to give them infrastructure.
There's probably going to be some lunches and some tours and maybe we'll take you out of town and show you what we're all about. I wouldn't be surprised if some of that was going on.
They're down to 3. They need 3 votes to make this happen. Erin and I say all the time, the great thing, one of the cool things.
She's better at trying to get me to say, to pestering me into saying more than I want to say.
One of the cool things about the bond issue was, and I said this 100 times, and you probably heard me. If nothing else, we had a front row seat to democracy in action. Well, you know what? If we want to see democracy in action, as pertains to the possibility of giving away a whole lot of stuff and the city of Shreveport having to maintain a whole lot of stuff, people are, pardon me, going to have to get off their asses and tell their council people what they think, because this is a big giveaway. At the end of the day, this is a big giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge giveaway. So one thing that got said a couple of times, and Mr. English has said it to me before, and it was said yesterday to me by another one of the principals or partners, nobody else is coming. Y'all are waiting for something bigger or better to come along, and it's not coming. There's more than one way for me to read that. The first is...
Hi, I'm your ugly prom date.
Yeah, I'm the only prom date you're going to get.
So what are you going to do?
Or the other thing is, well, shoot. If you're the only date I can get, I can just stay home. Honestly, they're like right now, if this is the only prom date I can get,
maybe.
Why? Is it because I need to, do I need a makeover? If I get a makeover, maybe put some filters on my pictures on my Instagram, maybe I'll get some more gentleman callers to pop up for this. Otherwise, why are you here? If you're the only one I'm going to get, if I'm that toothless of a hag, why are you here?
Would it be...
I'm sorry, that was all very misogynistic.
No, it was awesome.
But,
only in a PC culture. Would it be unfair of me to say, what do you think if the vote were tomorrow? I sense you're leaning, no, guys, ain't happening.
I don't like being called a toothless hag, for one, but,
And that's how they're making you feel?
A little bit. We're the only ones coming. We're the only people you got. Well, I don't trust. That means that, one, there's something that's not great about us.
So that was, in your mind, part of their presentation.
We're here. Nobody else is coming. You need us more than we need you. Like, well, who else needs you, baby?
Okay, so
Bye, Felicia.
we've got Bradford, yes. We've got Fuller.
I'm gonna need a whole lot more for me to think a yes. I've not heard anything to make me say yes.
And italicized no. So we've got Butcher, Nicholson, Fleury, Mr. James,
Green and Bowman.
Green and Bowman.
That's your entire lineup.
Yeah, and they only need 3 more votes to make the whole thing happen.
I wonder who's getting taken to lunch today.